morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor to be with you this morning. I have some prepared remarks, and they start off by recognizing the fact that I'm amongst such legendary and distinguished public servants out here, and each and every one of us has something to say. And being a former attorney and a public official, I have a lot to say. But I know that my good friend, Representative Mary Margaret Oliver, is coming behind me, and she is going to have some remarks also. So I think hers will be longer than mine. So I'm going to shorten mine to give time for her. She was just reminding me that she and my wife Marita were sworn in together to become DeKalb County Magistrate Court judges back in 1986, and I believe that's when your public career began. Is that correct? Formally. That's a long time for service. And service is so important. And I'm reminded this morning of a bumper sticker I saw on my way to court one morning at the DeKalb County Courthouse. There was a car parked in the public parking, and it had a bumper sticker on it, and the bumper sticker said, "Think globally, act locally." And that is something that has stuck with me for such a long time. And today I'm reminded of it because as we made our way to this event today, coming up or coming down Columbia Drive, passing the Walmart, there was a gentleman in swaddling clothes, and he was pushing a shopping cart which appeared to have all of his belongings in there. Not more than, a quarter of a mile up the road. And he is not the only person, and I assume him to be homeless, but he's not the only homeless person in our midst. There are so many. And one of the reasons why is because housing has become so unaffordable. Senator Ossoff has done work which has highlighted the fact that 30% of the single-family homes in Atlanta, in the Atlanta metropolitan area, are owned by private equity firms. 30%. And that 30% overall is a figure, but in some neighborhoods it's 99% of the homes, of the single-family homes, are owned by private equity firms. And those firms tend to concentrate on areas where lower, I'm not saying low income, I'm saying lower income, not rich people, but middle class people, and people striving to stay in the middle class or become a member of the middle class, middle income. That's where the private equity firms focus on, and they're sweeping up all of the homes, and then it's only about 3 of them in the area that are controlling 30% of the homes. Only 3 private equity firms. And so those are the same firms, and you know that if you have a monopoly or a lock, if you don't have any competition, you can drive up prices. These are the same private equity firms that are purchasing the apartment complexes. And they can jack up the rents, and they can defer maintenance, and they can go without security. We've seen and read about how our apartment complexes are becoming unaffordable to people. And so therefore you have people in swaddling clothes trying to make it in our midst. And so with this development, and I want to thank the city of Decatur so much, because the city of Decatur and its leadership doesn't have to do this, doesn't have to be about them, doesn't have to, it can be all about us. In fact, we've got too much of it's just about us going on in our society now. It's not just about us, it's about us all, which includes them. And so that's why I'm happy to be here this morning as we celebrate this ribbon cutting of this Legacy Park complex, affordable housing, decent housing. I went in one of the units, and people are going to live well here. And our responsibility, thinking globally, is to make sure that the federal government plays its part in dealing with those who are acting locally to bring services to the people. As we think about acting globally in a national context, we talk about the federal government. And it's unfortunate that as we, I was able to get a $750,000 earmark for this project. But when you compare that to $5 trillion in income tax cuts that is getting ready to be passed out, most of which is going to those private equity folks. It's not even a drop in the bucket. It's like a little mist, a little piece of mist. We can do better. We must do better. But at the same time, we're giving that $5 trillion tax cut. We're trying to fill the hole in the national debt that it creates by eliminating programs that help people. And so, with respect to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, it's a 44% cut to the revenues that department would depend on to do the kind of work that it is doing today with this particular project. So we must think globally, but we must act locally. And one of the things we can do locally, we still can do it. It's not guaranteed that we will always be able to do it, but I'm going to fight along with you to make sure that we can do it, and that is to vote. So, ladies and gentlemen,